Do you want lemongrass in your water?
No, I'll stick with just water right now.
Okay.
I'm having enough trouble
Oh, dear.
swallowing. I sure love rosemary, though.
So good.
Baked potatoes.
It's so good.
Is that what makes you think of when you hear...
Because you put rosemary on baked potatoes.
Oh, do you?
Don't you?
And baked potatoes goes with chicken.
We'll do a cooking show.
I'm good with that.
It's going to be fun. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Essentials Roundtable with myself, Megan Edge, and my fabulous co-host, Susan Seal. We're going to be talking on today's show about immunity, but before we do that, we wanted to take a few moments and share a little bit about ourselves and why it is that we're doing this, besides the fact that it's so much fun.
Oh,
we're both going to talk to this one.
Yeah.
Do we have to move or just sit where we are? Woohoo! Okay. We should put little faces on the cameras.
We should.
I'm just above, so we know who we're talking
That's
to.
right.
We should put Dave, a picture of Dave there.
It's like our mascot. I love it.
We should let Dave do a show all on his own.
Maybe an oil spot.
That would be great.
Sorry, I'm laughing so much.
It's okay. There's no apology for that. But beyond the fact that we're having so much fun doing this and we love hanging out with each other, I've been working with essential oils. I was thinking about this how long ago, and it was probably in high school.
Oh, wow.
That I started working with the oils because of the Body Shop, of all things.
Oh.
The Body Shop had just come to Canada, and at the time they were using as natural the products as they could that were available at the time, and no animal testing and all of that, when Anita Roderick was still alive and running the show. But I got really excited because of the quality of their products, and I started to experiment and play with making my own products, making my own lip balm.
Because at the time, they were a very different quality.
Very different quality.
Like now, they would not be considered top of the line of good stuff.
I don't think so. Anyhow, the influence was there. My early influence was through the Body Shop. But even before that, it was being a child in a foraging family. And as a foraging family, we were out in the forest. We were out on the beaches. We were picking wild garlic. We were picking fiddleheads. We were hunting mushrooms. We were eating pine tips. That's what I grew up with. Mm-hmm. So it was a natural progression to move into working with all of this. And then I had started a product line, back before the girls were born, called Fancy Free.
Wow.
I know, it's such a great name, right? And Fancy Free was just that. It was lotions and oils and lip balms that had very little in them except for essential oils and handmade by me. And we're going to do a kitchen episode on this show.
And you're still doing that?
I'm still doing it, yeah. I love it. I love knowing what I'm putting into my products and then what I'm putting onto my body or into my body. And then recently, since I started doing this as my work, Megan Edge Healing, I created my line of nature essences and chakra sprays, and the chakra crystal sprays and the nature essences all have the aromatherapy blends in them. And so that's the foundation for how it is that I can speak on this with some authority, because of all the experiences that I've had and all the teachings that I've given myself around how to work with these oils, these amazing oils and amazing products. How did you come to it?
I've been allergic to everything my whole life, so I definitely didn't play with those things in high school, and Body Shop didn't exist then, I don't think. And even Body Shop, I had trouble using some of theirs. I did love their orange soap, though. Oh, Satsuma.
Yeah, Satsuma.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
But I didn't play with things like that. Mm-hmm. I tried to stay away from things like that because I got sick.
Right.
Because my health was always struggling. People thought, I guess, that I was sort of hippie-ish or vegan. People always think that I'm vegan. I'm not. But
you have the aura.
I must. I did try, but I've been told by several Chinese medicine practitioners that I'm just one of those bodies that needs to not be vegan. Mm-hmm. So aside from that, people used to give me lavender oil, and I'd use a little bit of it, and then I would think to myself, it doesn't really smell that good. It must have gone off. And I'd throw it out. And I would do that. And I kept trying, and it never worked. And then one Christmas, my nephew's stepmom gave me a set of oils with a little diffuser. And I was excited because everyone had diffusers and everyone was using oils. And I thought, oh, so I used them and I gagged and I was really sick and I got a headache and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So, and I got really frustrated at that point and I started researching oils. And for about 3 months, that's what I did. I discovered, do not buy your oils from the store.
Right.
Do not buy your oils from just anybody. Get them from a really big company because they will have the money to third-party test.
Right.
There are two main, at that time, there were two main big companies, Young Living and doTERRA, and I thought, I kind of like doTERRA's marketing. It's very natural looking, you know. But Young Living had been around for a really long time. In fact, I had tried their oils many years ago. Somebody gave me one.
Oh.
And it was great, but I was afraid of it. Like, I think I gave it to someone.
Okay.
I said thank you and gave it to someone, right? And if I tried it, I might have had a different experience. I was going to go buy a kit, and I talked to a few people, and so what I did was I did a meditation, and I came out from the meditation with, I'm not going with doTERRA, I'm going with Young Living. I thought, wow, okay. And so I literally went right to my computer, logged on, and there was Kat in my Facebook feed. It was her very first time to say that she had these Young Living oils and who wanted to be in her world. And I was like, me! I would love to be in Kat's world. So that's when that's almost 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
But and then I became a student of everything. And I've studied with all kinds of people and
Including me.
including you.
Yeah.
I know. I know. And you're very natural with using the oils. Like, you just do it. You're like an artist. I would say you are like the alchemist. Because you don't doubt yourself. You're,
Right.
oh yes, and that's what you teach us.
Yeah,
just
right.
trust your senses.
Yeah, and your intuition and your body's response.
That's your sixth sense, right?
That's right.
Trust your senses.
That's right.
And just be there with, trust that your body knows.
Absolutely.
Or your spirit.
Yeah.
And that's how you teach us. And so that really makes it easy. You don't have to know the rules, because in the aromatherapy world there are a lot of rules. Holy moly, it would make it really intimidating, and it doesn't have to be that way.
That's right.
Not at all.
And I've gotten in trouble.
Have you? From the essential oil police?
Yeah, from the aromatherapy police. I've been informed that my methods are counter to the way in which the oils should work.
Subversive?
I may be. And my response is,
Trust
but
yourself?
I'm listening
Do
to
not
the
trust yourself.
That's right. Don't trust yourself. I said to I remember this one conversation I had with an aromatherapist, certified aromatherapist. She was quick to tell me, and I said, well, I sit with the oils, and I ask the oils who wants to play with whom. And then I trust that I'll be led to whatever oils want to play with each other. So I'll get combinations of oils that, according to the rules, shouldn't go together. And yet when they are blended together, they smell amazing. And they have all the properties of what they need to do in order to be effective for whatever the blend is for the person who needs it. So I think because I haven't done formal aromatherapy training yet, I've come at it from a place of trusting my body and myself and my intuition, and I have other knowledge that supports it.
You've got a ton of knowledge.
It just it shows
You're
up
an
that
herbalist.
way.
You're a gardener. You have studied all kinds of healing work. That's like a detail.
Yeah, but I think because I didn't start with that, I didn't start with the rules. There were no rules for me to break in my world because I created my own rules, and then teach them to others. And really, the only rule is trust your intuition.
Yes.
Trust yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also why we're doing this show.
Yes.
Because we want to be able to demonstrate to people how fun and easy this can be to create wellness in your life. You know, it's not a heavy-duty sales pitch. It's just try it and see. And if you're going to try it, we highly recommend you try it with the very best. And we believe this is the very best.
Well, if you don't try it with the very best, you won't get any results, and you'll think that
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That's right.
It happens all the time.
It does happen all the time. Yeah. So the more that we can share with people the individual oils, the blends, the products for the house, for your body, whatever it is, the more information we can give people, then they have a place to start.
Absolutely.
Their own research, their own investigation, that sort of thing. Or they can just say, sure, I trust you guys, so I'm just going to go do it.
Yeah, well, most people do.
Most people trust us.
Actually. Okay, I'll get one of those kits.
Yeah.
Now what do I do? That's why I give people, when I first started helping people start with oils, I bought them a book so they could read, because I'm a reader. This is what I would like.
Yes, I know you
Do
gave
you
me
know
that.
few
and it was
people
so
want
incredible.
that? Nobody wants a book. Very few people want a book. You wanted a book.
I did.
I
This
had
book
people
is awesome.
throw the book out.
What?
I know. Someone said, "Oh, I threw that in the recycling." So
Those
then
are not inexpensive either. I'm just
no,
saying.
they're like $40 each.
Yeah,
I know.
don't throw
if you
your
get them
book
in
away.
bulk, they're not as much. So then I started thinking, okay, I didn't get that that not everybody wants to learn; they just want to use them. So, so then I started looking for ways to give people an easier way to use them. So I would give them bags of things. Like right now, I'm giving people bags of beautiful frosted glass.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
You know, rollerballs. Yeah, you can have it. It's okay.
Really?
Yes, it's okay. And then
like a kid
sometimes
at
I
Christmas.
give people little bags like this, but full of a whole bunch of different things. So like one of these, which is it's a
Like an atomizer?
an atomizer, and it's super easy to use. Mine, I like Jasmine, and so I don't make it the way you're supposed to.
Uh-oh. Central Oils Police.
Yes, I put one,
Get the siren.
one drop and then fill it with water.
Yeah.
And I just use tap water because I can. It's just quick. I go through it so fast, right? It's so fast. And Jasmine actually could stain your clothing. I probably shouldn't spray it all over me, but I love the smell, so I usually spray it in the air and just. So
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
I love that. And I give people extras of these things. You know, in your
Yeah.
kit, you get one of these little rollerball
That's right,
tops.
yeah.
So I'll give them extras of those sometimes. And empty bottles. Sometimes I give people, spray bottles so they can make like a bathroom spray with like purification that's in the kit. And little tiny, I don't have any with me, the little tiny roller balls.
Yeah, I love
you can
those. They're so
excuse
cute.
me, little tiny roller balls. And just put a few drops
Yeah.
of oil in. And I carry them in my music bag when I'm teaching for my allergies, because everyone has cats, it seems. So, and then I can smell it, and it's great. Excuse me. This is cheers.
It's got lemongrass in it, by the way.
Okay.
That's what I put in my water this morning.
Sorry, you can cut that out, right? Okay, one of the other things I do is I get little jars and put them in the bag. All kinds of things that people need
Yeah.
to actually use it.
I love it. I love it.
So like a little starter kit of roller balls, bottles, containers,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea. Because then it's right there at their fingertips.
Well, then they're not afraid. Like for me, I didn't know what to do with it. So I used lemon in the diffuser because we have a diffuser. It comes with a diffuser. And I was afraid to use everything else. So actually I did create these cards too. Right?
Yes, I gave one to my sister the other day.
Every diffuser recipe I found was too strong for me.
Yes, I've noticed that. They call for a lot of drops.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, you need a lot of drops. But I don't.
Yeah.
Like 1 or 2 drops actually does it for me.
Right.
So I redid a lot of the recipes and halved everything, so that beginners would have something there, and then a place to write your recipes, and then just a little bit about each oil in the kit, so you'd know at a quick reference.
Yeah.
Lemon is good for energy, colds and coughs. Oh, that's what I need, lemon.
Would you like to put some in your
Well, I
bottle?
don't know what it is, because I don't have a cold or anything. I think it's an allergy of something.
Okay.
Oh, I should do lemon, lavender, peppermint right now.
Right now.
Why didn't I think of
Why
that?
didn't you think of that? I don't know. Here we go. There's
I know,
lavender
and someone's going to watch and say, how come you're not diluting?
and peppermint. Well, because you don't always need to dilute. Many
Well,
of these
the
oils
peppermint
you can.
really do, but I'm not going to worry about it.
I use peppermint directly.
Yeah, I
don't
do,
dilute
but
it.
that's the one. If someone's watching, it's a bit pepperminty.
It is. It's very peppermint. That was the one. That was my first introduction to Young Living.
Oh,
Remember
that's
that?
right.
Peppermint changed my life. So we are going to do a show, probably our next show, on how to use all of these, and we're going to demonstrate different ways of doing that. Let's talk about immunity.
Already, I feel better.
Good. Isn't that amazing how that happens? Yeah.
Lemon, lavender, and peppermint.
Susan's go-to allergy reduction
My
blend.
anything. It's almost like for anything.
Oh, it smells so good.
I can feel my throat already cleared. Peppermint does it that fast.
Yeah, it really does.
But so does lavender.
Yeah.
And yeah, it relaxes your airways.
We live in a culture that tends to be reactive as opposed to preventative, especially when it comes to our health.
Well, yeah, we are.
We are. So we get sick, and
The
then we
culture
think
is.
the culture is, yeah. So if we get sick, like we wake up with a cold in the morning, that's when we react. And so we get the Tylenol, or we get the cough syrup, or we get whatever it is that we have in the house, pharmaceutical, and we start ingesting it tremendously in the hopes that we can beat whatever it is that's just thrown up. If you're in tune with your body will tell you 3 or 4, even 5 days before you get sick that the chances are you're going to be getting sick. Like you'll start to feel it. You'll feel tired. You'll feel lethargic. You'll be clearing your throat. The body is already in immune. It's already gone into immunity before the symptoms fully manifest.
Right, so you have some warning signs.
You have some warning signs. Thank you.
You could go to bed early, you could drink more water, you could take some vitamin C, you could use more oils in your diffuser.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you could ask yourself, why am I getting sick?
Oh, yes, of course.
And do I need to get sick? Right? So
now, that's going to sound really strange for some people.
It is, but that's why I want to have this conversation.
Because you're having the conversation with your body.
Right.
And you know what else I've noticed? Because I've studied with a few essential oil teachers now. They talk to oils the way you do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
They
they're my
talk to the
friends.
body that way.
They're
They
my
do.
little
They talk to
soldiers.
them like they are
Yeah.
alive little beings.
Well, I guess for me they are, because they come from the plant, and the plant is alive. And at no point in the process of creating the oils does that life force diminish. If anything, it actually intensifies with the way that we're using them. And what I understand about the way Young Living works with the plants, right from the get-go, right from the soil, before they even start planting, everything is treated with reverence and respect.
Well, I was even reading a write-up where the farmers are sorting the seeds, and they don't use a machine to sort, they actually sort by hand.
Right. So the energetics is there. And yes, for some people that may be very woo-hoo-y.
But it's the way it is.
But that's the way it is. And I wonder if some of the resistance that shows up for people is the fact that this does seem kind of hippie-ish, does seem sort of back to earth-ish. All these things that 150 years ago would be actually very mainstream and normal. And then we've unnormalized that relationship with our environment.
Yes.
And then we've poisoned our environment, and subsequently we've poisoned ourselves. So when those bacteria and those viruses show up, our bodies are prime territory for infection.
Well, and you can keep your body well when you do use these things regularly.
Right. So that's the preventative piece.
Yeah. And it's really nice to have them when your children do get sick, because you can do something. You don't have to go to the hospital or the doctor. Well, I mean, if you have to go to the hospital,
Go to
you
the
should go
hospital.
But
Absolutely.
you don't have to. You can, when you see them getting tired and clearing their throat, and you're looking at them thinking, you can boost them.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't get sick.
That's right. That's right.
I think we have international students right now. One of them, last night we were at dinner, and she had a cold, probably from the flight over. She came from South America. And I said, "Oh, would you like something for your cold?" "Oh," she says, "what?" And Dave says, "Oh, no."
Is he still rolling his eyes about
No,
this?
he's like, "She's going to give you something natural, but I have something unnatural." And he ran, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like that.
Right.
And he ran to look for the nighttime cold medicine, which actually can be very helpful if your cold is keeping you up at night, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I don't fight with anyone on that. You want that, take it. You know what you need. That's part of the conversation. So he goes to look, and I say, "Well, I have something for your feet." And so she came up to my office, and I pulled out the raindrop oils, because there's a process called the raindrop technique, and it uses a lot of oils that are super herbaceous and powerful that way for immunity. And so I got one of the roller balls, and I let her pick, because I had many colors, and she liked the pink one, so she got the pink one, and she was holding it, and we put 2 or 3 drops of each one in. So we put oregano, thyme, basil, cypress, marjoram, wintergreen, aromacise, which is a blend with a lot of those oils, and lavender in it, and then peppermint. So it was about up to here. Filled the rest with coconut oil. She said, "I love coconut oil." And we put the roller top on.
Yeah.
We put the top on and shook it up. I said, "Just rub it on your feet." at night and during the day and in the morning, and then
4 times a day.
Yes. And then I said, do you want something for your chest? Okay, she says. So I had Raven Blend and RC. So RC comes in the starter kit. Raven is another one. Both are good for respiratory. They're full of eucalyptuses and all kinds of things like that. I said, smell which one you like. She liked this RC.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got a jar. And then I took some, this is unscented organic lotion. I just put a few squirts in. And then I added a few drops. This is just a very quick and dirty kind of, we're not putting extra substances in. I put maybe 10 drops in, and I stirred it up, and she smelled it. I said, just rub it on your chest. It's like the Vicks rub that we had when we were little.
Right. But better for you because it's not petroleum.
Yeah. But I sure love my Vicks rub. And I think it's probably because I love my mom's hand rubbing it.
Which probably had more of an effect
than
the
Vicks, yeah. And then I said, do you want a diffuser in your room? And she said, oh. So we set one up and I left her the bottle, and we put 2 or 3 drops in, and she was happy.
Yeah. And did she get a cold?
Well, she's full on cold.
She's full on cold.
Yeah. But, so it will just help her to feel better while she's recovering.
Yeah.
And Dave couldn't find his nighttime medicine. So mine will be her nighttime medicine, right? The diffuser was, the oils on her feet, and the rub. That will be her nighttime medicine.
Yeah. So one of the things I've noticed since September, when I started working with, I guess in the summertime, I started really, really just diving into everything beyond my own products, right? I have not gotten sick.
Nice.
For 6 months, I have not succumbed.
Yeah, but before that, you were getting sick.
You
were sick a lot.
I was sick a lot. And before I had my tonsils removed a few years ago, I was always sick. That's why I had my tonsils taken out as an adult, because they were holding.
You almost died from getting them out.
I actually did almost die from getting them out. Yeah, I hemorrhaged afterwards, and it was quite something.
Yeah. And you do push yourself through things. You're quite strong,
Okay. Or stubborn.
Because you had a women's gathering that night. Remember, you'd come from the hospital, and we had a circle. And I showed up, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh my God, I'd totally forgotten that.
And I sent everybody home.
I forgot that.
Yeah, we were sitting there, and I looked at everybody and said, she's not supposed to be doing this. You guys go home. And I got everybody out. I cleaned up, and I got you.
Wow, I completely forgot about that.
Did you really?
I totally forgot about that.
I was really worried about you. And then from there, you went to Maine.
Yeah, and that's when I hemorrhaged.
You went to the hospital on the helicopter.
Airlifted off the hospital. And I did not have, I had my products, but I wasn't using my products the way that I was giving them to other people to use. So, that's changed. That has shifted. Now, as gold as these are, I'm using them all the time. And that's.
I remember last year and the year before running over when I heard you were sick with Immu Power. Here, this one.
Yes.
Immu Power. Use this Sweaty Man Oil.
Sweaty Man Oil. It does. It smells to me but healthy sweaty man oil, sexy sweaty man oil.
Yeah.
Like a guy's just come back from cutting trees or something. Oh, it smells so good. This is more of an aphrodisiac.
Maybe we need that for the Lucy Libido.
I think we do.
Episode.
I'm getting all hot and flustered.
And thieves.
And thieves, yes. So that's what okay.
Because I actually was telling people for a long time, I've stopped talking about it. I just notice, I am never sick.
Yeah.
This one. This is my secret weapon.
Yeah.
Immu Power. I rub it on my neck, on my feet at night before I go to bed. If anyone's sick in my house, that's what I do.
Well, and this is the point that I'm making, is that when we use these things consistently and on a regular basis, not just special occasions, we build up our immune system.
Our body feels good and
Our
healthy.
body feels good. And so when the germs show up, the bacteria and the viruses, they take one look at us and go, no way, man, I'm going over here to this toxic person because that's the best landscape for me to be in.
There's more space for me to live.
Exactly. So that's on the physical level. But then on the emotional level, when we talk about why do we get sick, why do we need to get sick, quite honestly, my go-to for taking a break was to get sick.
Right.
So at the emotional, energetic level, when I push myself too far too many women's circles, not listening to my body, not taking care of myself because I'm taking care of everybody else but me, right? The whole martyr thing. Then my body needs a break. And if I'm not going to give my body a break, you can learn from the dog, then my body's going to take that break. And so it will invite in the bacteria and the viruses to slow me down. But is that really a healthy way to take care of oneself, to get sick on a regular basis? So, because that's the only break you get. Yeah. I don't think so. And it wasn't that I was consciously at the time thinking, I need a break, I better get sick. But somewhere there was a story in my energetic body of that being when I would get taken care of. It started as a child. If I was sick as a child, my mom would be putting the Vicks on my chest. My dad especially, he would leap into action and he'd feel my lymph nodes and say, oh yes, you've got an infection, okay, and he'd take me up to bed and he'd get me my whatever it was, hot tea or something. It created an experience of being taken care of. When I was strong and healthy and normal, well, no one needed to take care of me. So that pattern became my go-to as an adult for when I needed to have that feeling of someone taking care of me. Right? So my personal belief is that colds and flus don't only show up at the physical level. They show up at the emotional level and the energetic level as well.
Yeah, and people who do that work, I've got a library of books on this now, who work with the health of your aura, all your energy bodies, will say that life-threatening illnesses too, not just colds and flus, will start in tears in the energetic bodies, and it makes its way in. So taking care of yourself, loving yourself, forgiving yourself,
asking your body what it needs.
Asking your body what it needs.
Yeah.
Sounds a little bit, I don't know, I guess it doesn't sound doctorish, but it's your own doctor.
Yeah. And a good doctor will ask you.
We'll ask you those things too.
How are you doing before they slap a prescription at you?
Yeah.
What's going on in your life? What are your stresses? Why is this showing up for you? I think a good doctor would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. So what we're talking about today is how do we be in that place of wellness so that we don't get sick?
Well, I think believing that you're well is part of it.
Mind over
I was
matter.
sick for so long and suffering with so many things, different things for so long. I just thought, I'm never well. And one time, one of the healthcare providers I was seeing turned and said to me, "You are strong." And the words went in.
Wow.
And I remember feeling different after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I am? Like, I am? Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
And I am, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've learned a lot.
So it's that self-talk.
Foods and this kind of looking after myself.
Yeah.
Making my own lotions and it's not as hard as you think. It sounds hard.
It's really not, though.
But it's really not. Like you can make a body scrub from. Is that not this show? That's another show.
Next show.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it next show.
Sorry.
We had a real challenge deciding which 2 oils we were going to feature for the immunity show because there's so many of them.
They're all good
all
for
of
your
them.
immunity. Yeah,
That's right.
I know. But you just choose to and talk about them. We could do another immunity 2, immunity 3.
Yes. I think 5, 6, 7.
And we have talked about thieves oil already. And
yeah. Well, that's what I have in the diffusers. All 3 of them at the moment are running.
Nice.
Because I woke up on Sunday after my big shopping spree on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Feeling,
Yeah. Shopping can totally do that.
Well, it's so draining. I don't shop. I'm not a shopper.
But even just going to the mall can do it. Just the lights.
Yeah. And all the people that I interacted with over the course of the day. So I woke up Sunday morning feeling like, oh dear. So immediately, out comes purification and thieves. It goes into all 3 of my diffusers.
Oh, so you weren't waiting to get sick? You weren't secretly hoping you'd get sick so you could stay in bed?
I was not, because I know what's coming up this week.
You have a big thing coming up.
I have a big thing coming up, so I couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, didn't. But I thought it was interesting too that it shows up yesterday, and we're doing our show on the immune system today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also kind of cool. So now I can actually talk about what it feels like to start getting a cold and then decide not to.
And decide not to. Decide.
Decide to make the choice to not get sick.
Everyone has their cold things they rely on, I know.
Yeah.
But these actually can keep you well. You don't have to go and get stuff from the store.
That's right. And instead I could follow my mantra that I have time and space for me. But we chose some single oils.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk about thyme.
Thyme. And
We've got time. Do we have time? Can I talk about thyme? We have no time to talk about thyme.
rosemary.
Oh, okay.
We're talking too much.
We're talking too much.
Just cut some stuff
We're having
out,
too much
okay?
fun. Okay. Fun fact about thyme. There's my thyme bottle. Thymol is the active ingredient and is used in many products like mouthwashes and vapor rubs.
Oh,
So most of us have already been exposed to thyme as a curative
yes.
in some part in our lives.
Yes.
This is the same plant that grows in your garden
Yeah.
and grows between your paving stones.
Yeah.
And you can pick that and you can crush it and smell it and you're going to get the benefit
Yeah.
of it, which is amazing. So lots and lots of amazing uses for thyme. And we will be doing our oil spots on our thyme and our rosemary to give more information to people about how amazing these oils are.
So rosemary, I guess the number one oil for the brain, actually, it's considered a real cognitive booster.
Oh, cool.
Cognition booster, yeah.
That's awesome. I need that.
And adrenals, good for your adrenals. He helps to heal hair follicles, so your hair will be fuller and stronger.
I have it in my hair gel. I put some rosemary in my hair gel.
Sorry. Am I moving around?
Trying to be helpful.
It's considered a natural expectorant. Diffuse it to expel mucus or to thin mucus if you're very mucousy.
Congested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congested. It's not great for if you have epilepsy, apparently, because of the way it
Oh.
affects the brain. So use frankincense
Instead. If
instead.
You have
if you're
okay.
doing that. Memory, if you have bad memory, use rosemary.
Use rosemary.
If
All
you
right.
remember.
If you remember. Okay, is that are we done? Is that what we're supposed to do?
Because we could talk for hours, but we are going to do a show on the herbal oils.
Okay.
I'm really excited.
Oh, great.
To do that show.
Okay.
Because I love the herbal oils. I believe I now have every one of them. Because I got my Mountain Savory and I got my Tarragon
Oh,
from my U.S. order,
okay.
and then it went through again. So I'm going to get them twice.
No.
That's okay. I didn't get to it in time. Okay, wait. Where did the rosemary go?
Right here.
Okay. Put them together. Thanksgiving in a bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I did yesterday morning when I woke up not feeling well is I made a herbal blend
Oh,
with rosemary, oregano, marjoram, thyme, and I think basil and sage.
and sage.
And I mixed it in with the fractionated coconut oil and I poured it in my bath.
Oh.
And I literally bathed
You bathed
in the herbs.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I feel good today.
I'll bet you do.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. And we'll be back next time talking about how to simply use the oils. Good show.
Thanks. I think I got distracted, and I kind of did the next show in that show.
That's okay. It was a teaser.
Details.
It's all good.
Oh, that is funny. Time. Let's look up time.
Beautiful.